Hey, what's going on, guys? It's SPT Killerwood coming back at you again with another monthly pickups video. Got a good little bit of stuff for this month of May. I was trying to decide when to show this, whether I was going to do it this weekend or possibly next weekend, but I just figured I'd go ahead and do it today. Chilling at the house. Nobody's here, so I don't have to be bothered. I got a few good little stuff. Got some stuff from Amazon, eBay, package from Severn. So I guess we'll start with the Amazon stuff first. You know how I do. I get stuff from Amazon all the time. Not trying to promote them, but yeah. So first up, I guess we'll just go ahead and get this right over with here. We got the tunnel upside down from Umbrella. I was going to try to get this on like Diabolic, but they didn't have it, so Amazon had it. Had to pay a couple extra dollars more, but at least it does come with a slip. It's a found footage movie. It's supposed to be really good. I've actually never seen this one. Um, if it's anything at least half as good as above, so below, then I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm just glad that it had the slip with it. I mean, it's a new movie, so odds are it should have had the slip with it. So I didn't have to worry too much about that. So, but that is the tunnel. Next up, I got Fall. It's not really a horror movie, but I don't know. I kind of watched the trailer and it looked pretty intriguing as far as being stuck up there on the I won't say pole, but whatever cable pole or power line pole or what tower or whatever they're on. It looks pretty good. So um, it was like $10. They had it on sale. Came with the slip as well, so that was pretty good. But that's Fall. This one right here, I'm not really too much into or knowing too much about it, but that's the Forced Entry. I heard it didn't really get too good reviews. I think it was labeled like The Last Victim or something. And I don't really know exactly what the story is behind this. I don't know if it's like two cuts or if it's the same movie with just two names, but I'm not really hoping too much to be satisfied with this, to be honest. I just want to see what's up with it. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was like maybe $15 or $16. So yeah, I'm not very optimistic. So we'll see. But yeah, that's Forced Entry. Uh, Next up, I got the two orphan vampires from Indicator. These are this. That's not a yeah. It's just where the plastic's kind of tore a little bit. That's not a dent or nothing. Just the plastic tore. But it's the 4K. It's like it comes with a book. I haven't seen this, but I did see that they were coming out with it, so it intrigued me. I do like vampire movies, so it's early. Was like 70s. What was that saying? Well, that said 97. Maybe this one's nice. Maybe the other one's okay. Anyway, there was like 6,000 of them. You can see right there. That's the one that I got. 4526 out of the 6,000. Um, it's pretty quite heavy. I thought the case was going to be a lot bigger. I thought it was going to be more of like how thicker, thicker case, like how some of the other like limited editions and stuff like that, the Arrow and people like that put out. But it's kind of thin. So I guess it's okay because it won't really take up too much space on the shelf. But I mean, it looks intriguing. So I'm definitely excited to see that. And then I also had to get the Shiver of the Vampires. It's also on 4K Indicator. Um, a World of Sex and Violence. That's always good. Which you can see, it's got a bunch of special features and all that. If you're into all that, you can pause that, read it. This one was also 6,000, and mine was 5,838. So kind of got a high number on that one. I guess it was kind of weird because like when I went to go order these on Amazon, like they had them listed, but yet they wasn't in stock. Then I had to wait for like a week before they put them back in stock. While at the same time, I was still kind of seeing if like Diabolic or Grindhouse might have had them, and I think I think Diabolic was like out of them or something. I don't know, but I wound up finally getting them from Amazon, so it works out as long as I have them. I'm cool with it. All right, but next up we have Green Room. A cheaper title here that I was able to pick up from Amazon. Patrick Stewart, Anton Yelchin. It's a very good movie. About this band going to play at this little set or whatever, and some stuff goes down, and um, it's pretty intense. I mean, if you've seen this, you know how good it is. I was hoping that it would have came with a slip, but being as old as it is, didn't come with it. So that's a chance you take when you go at Amazon. Next up, we have the Your Vice is a locked room, and only I have the key. This is from Arrow. I've been meaning to get this one for a while. It came in a box set with the Black Cat box set or whatever, but I just wound up going ahead and getting this one. I kind of missed out on the box set a week or so ago where I could have gotten it really cheap, and yeah, so I was just like, you know what, screw it, just get this. But yeah, that's that. It's got a really long title. I don't know why it's so long. Next up, we have the case of the Scorpion's Tail, also from Arrow. I'm just trying to finish up and fill in some of these Gialli titles here, but I always show the back, and you can't never see nothing. There's no pictures, but for whatever reason, I always keep showing the back. I don't know. I got a couple Severin titles here. I've just been mean to get, but I got them cheaper on Amazon, so. I got a feeling that, the vinegar sale's coming up in a week, which I probably won't get anything because I'll get my subscription stuff. But other than that, I just probably won't buy anything from them. So I'm kind of saving my money to see whether if Severn's going to follow suit, maybe like a week or two later, and try to do a sale. But I got a feeling that the titles that I picked up would probably be around what the sale price was. So I just went ahead and got them on Amazon now instead of just waiting around to see. But they are Born to Fight. Most of the Severin stuff I have never seen, so it's always going in, as a blind buy. And some of this Italian action, guys, it's just, like some of it's kind of cheesy, but a lot of it's actually pretty good, I mean, especially if you've never seen it, and then all of a sudden you're watching it for the first time, and you going in blind, you're like, oh, okay. Pretty good, Like I said, there has been a couple of them that they've made that was kind of a little cheesy, but for the most part, I've been pretty happy with the Italian action stuff that I've picked up from them. So I can't complain there. But we have Born to Fight. I think it was this a Bruno Mattei maybe. I think it is, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, Bruno Mattei. But that was Born to Fight, and then we also have Cop Game. Another just classic looking. The cover art always sells you. Now, whether there's actually going to be that much action in it, it's kind of, left to be waited. You have to watch it and see. But, another Bruno Mattei. So, yeah. Oh, Brent Huff. Probably some cheesy 80s action star. And then the other one was Double Target. All three of these came out at the same time. I just waited on them, when they first, when they all came out. Is that a shark? Oh, it is a shark. Look at that. Huh. Try to take you back to back to Zombie when the zombie was fighting the shark. Or getting bit by the shark. But yeah, I can't wait to watch these. These are going to be some good fun, I think. If you've seen them, let me know. Leave some comments down below. But that was the Double Target. Can't go wrong with that, man. I love Severin. Sometimes they put out, every now and then they'll put out kind of a shitty release, but usually for the most part, their stuff's good. Also, I wound up getting the Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Gunnar Hansen's in this. And, yeah, I can't wait to watch this. just craziness, you know what I'm saying? Was this from Retro Media, I think? What did I say? Yeah, Retro Media. But the Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Yeah. Sorry if I'm going a little fast, guys. I'm just trying to hurry up. And then last from Amazon. Oh, no, it ain't. Never mind. But we have Saint Maud. This was like $10. I've heard this is pretty good. I read a lot of reviews. Oh, it's got the veins on the cover. Ain't that some shit? Anyway, so I read that it was pretty good. I was really still hoping that I would have got the slip with this one because it seems like, I thought that I would have got it. So, but it didn't come with the slip. I mean, it's fine, but it would have been nice. All right, let me reach over here and grab this other stuff, guys. And the last up from Amazon was the Severin Violent Streets, the Umberto Lenzi, Thomas, what was that? Milan collection. This also was released, what was it, maybe a month or two ago? And I just kind of held off on it. But, it's got 5 movies. And here's which ones you get. Almost Human, Syndicate Sadist, Free Hand for a Tough Cop, The Cynic, The Rat, and The Fist, and Brothers Till We Die. They still sealed it. Otherwise, I'd open up and show you the individual cases. But I'm sure you can, go catch somebody's video or showing them. Or if you've already got them, then you already know what they look like. But I'll open it whenever I get ready to watch them. But yeah, I mean, I was okay with the Umberto Lenzi's Baker set that came out, the Giallo set. It wasn't too bad. I think there was 5 movies in it, and I say, I don't know, 3 or 4 out of the 5 was pretty good. So if anything's like that with this, then it definitely should be good. Italian crime. So we'll see. Should be pretty good. So that was all the Amazon stuff that I got. Let me try to slide some of this other stuff back over, and that way I won't be knocking stuff over trying to grab it. I just don't want you to see what it is until I show it. But I got a pretty good bit of stuff from eBay. I kind of went ham on eBay for the past several weeks buying some stuff. So we'll start with I guess maybe some of the the cheaper titles, I guess. But I wound up picking up Resolution. I was told this was pretty good. So about aliens, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You can kind of read some of that if you want to. Off meth and into rehab. Oh, okay. Well, that's not good if you're into meth and going into rehab. But anyway, so yeah, we got Resolution. And then I followed it up with The Endless, which they kind of go together. They say you got to watch Resolution first. It's not like a sequel or a prequel or, whatever, but for it to make sense, watch that one first. But yeah, The Endless. And I got both these together, I believe. And I think it was like $10 for both of them, which wasn't too bad. Next up, we have All Through the House. Right there. Just a slaying Santa. I don't know if this is actually like a burnt on demand. If I can, if you see that, it looks kind of generic. And then if I can get it out here with one hand. Oh, come on. Well, it's not coming out. Jesus. Anyway, so the disc on the back looks kind of like it's been burnt. So I don't know maybe if this is how this is. If you've got this and if that's what it is, like a BDR or whatever, or MOV or whatever they call them things, movie on demand, MODs or BDRs or whatever it is. If that's what this is, leave a comment, let me know. Because I didn't know that's what it was going to be. I just happened to look at the disc to see if, because it wasn't sealed. I bought it used. So when I looked at the disc and I was like, well, this looks like, it has that blank look to it on the back, like it would have been burnt on it. So, but yeah, that was that. I hope it better play. Anyway, so next up I got Deep Blue Sea. Just another really good shark movie. I had the DVD of this long time ago, and I wound up just getting rid of all my DVDs a long time ago. But anyway, so I picked this back up, less than $10. It was a really good movie. I'm going to actually probably go and get the second and third one. And before you crucify me, I know they're not really that great, but I like having the sets. You know what I'm saying? I don't like just having one and not having the others, even though if the others aren't that great, at least that way it's kind of like a completist. At least you have all of them still on the shelf and they all look complete. So, I can get the other two for really, really cheap, probably like $10 or $12 for both of them with the slips. I just got to go buy them. They're in my watch list. But this one was always a really good one. So I got, July's coming up. I'm going to try to watch my creature features and my shark movies come July, like the first, week or two in July. So next up we have The Thing from 2011. I know they just recently released a steelbook of this. I guess it was from Walmart, but I didn't even know it until I started seeing them posted on like eBay and stuff. So I'm not worried about it. This one's fine for me. I got this one for like, I don't know, it was like $10 or so, $10 or $11. And it has a slip. So honestly, I'd rather have this because I love slips. But, and the steelbook don't look bad. But I think it's still like the same transfer. So, I don't think there's anything different besides it just being in a steelbook, if I ain't mistaken. So I got that. This was pretty cheap. And now, now I got both things. Next up, we have Sputnik from Scream Factory, IFC title. I was going to get this long time ago when it came out and just bypassed it, and then it just kind of went away without the slip, and then people were trying to sell them kind of high on eBay at the time, and I was like, I'm not going to pay that for that, but it's kind of like a sci-fi. I don't know if it's necessarily horror, but it's definitely like a sci-fi movie, so it's supposed to be really good. I think it's Russian or something. Next up is an all-time classic, man. Hobo with a Shotgun. I had this back when it very first came out, and loved the hell out of it. It's just an insane movie. Started from a trailer, then they made it to a movie, but yeah. I had to go back and get it. If you want this movie now, you can easily go get this with a slip for less than $10. If you see it for like 20 or 30, don't buy it. Just wait till you see somebody, selling it for around $10 with the slip, and you can easily get it. And mine's still sealed. I think I got it even less than that. It might have been like $7 or $8, something like that. It wasn't much. But yeah, that was Hobo with a Shotgun. It's a must-own. It's an insane, crazy movie, but it's definitely a must-own. So, all right, some more titles here to kind of fill in my Severin titles collection that I'm building. We have Blackenstein, or Steen, however you might want to say it. I say Stein. That's just a crazy movie. I have not even seen this, and I managed to get this one and the next one that I'm going to show you together in a bundle. I was like the only one that bid on the auction, so I think I got them for like $10, and these usually go for like 20 a piece, close to it. So hey, that right there cost me less than what Severin would have sold it on their sale for. So, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this one. And then the other one that I got with it was Wild Beast. I ain't seen this. Like I said, most of these titles I have not seen, so these are all first times for me. So we'll see how it goes. Sure. I guess it's got something to do with some wild animals, possibly. But yeah, nonetheless, we'll see. And then next up, we got, what was it? Something Darkness. Anyway, but it's Buried Alive. Joe D'Amato. Did it say what the other name of it is? Beyond the Darkness or something like that. Either way, it was also called Buried Alive. So this is like the slip they had for it. So I was finally able to get this one. Just check marking another Severin slipcover back catalog title off my list. So yeah, it wasn't much. I think I got like for 20, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, then the next title, I'm so glad that I was able to get this one because I got it for like 50, and it usually goes for 100. It's an Arrow title, and everybody seems to always clamor toward it. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is like actually my second copy of this. I had it a long time ago. Then I sold some of my Arrow titles, and since it was going for so much, this was one of the ones that I wound up selling because, when you're selling titles, you want to get the most for it. So, but the backstory on this one was like the guy had it on an auction, and he had it like starting bid at like $5, and it sat there for like 3 or 4 days, like nobody even bid on it. So I was just like, hey man, would you just do it, buy it now before somebody bids on it? So he was like, well, what's your offer? I was like, at this point, I didn't know what to offer because I didn't know if this guy or girl or whoever it is actually knew what the value of this movie is. So I was like, $30. And he's like, well, I can't go that low. He said, what about 50? I was like, okay. Because, yes, I could have waited to watch the auction end, but at the same time, I knew that once people started putting bids on it, it was going to go way more than 50, odds are. So I was like, sure, I'll go ahead and take it for 50 because this one sells for way more than that. This one easily goes for 100. So, and it's got the poster, it's got the booklet. The slip cover is beautiful. It came in the little slip, little protector case here. And there's been rumors that this was going to make that the Arrow was going to do a 4K, or possibly maybe somebody else doing the 4K of it. If they do, that's fine. I think I'm good with this one because, it already has a 4K scan anyway. So I don't really know how much better a 4K copy of this movie could look. It might look a little bit more polished, but I'm happy with this. So if a 4K does come out, I'm not going to jump ship and try to buy it. I'll be cool with this copy. But I just thought it was great that I was able to get that back in the collection because, like I said, I've been trying to get all the slip covers. Some of the older titles, not like the newer stuff, because those are pretty easy to get, but some of the older stuff, anyway. So another gialli that I got was the Suspicious Death of a Minor. I don't know if this is quite a gialli, but it's kind of like in that crime, whodunit, whatever, Sergio Martino movies. So basically, this one and the Case of the Scorpion Tail, like those two movies, and then one more was in the Sergio Martinez collection. I think it might have been the other one, that Vices, whatever, the other one I showed you, with the long title. I think all three of them are actually in the Sergio Martinez collection box set. So I was like, I could probably just get the titles individually cheaper. So than what the box set was going for. So that's what I did. Just wound up, grabbing them each individually, and I believe this one still comes with the book, so that's cool that that was the first pressing since it had the book with it. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Just another Arrow title to the collection. My Arrow is slowly growing. And then this right here, the Hills Have Eyes unrated collection that comes with 1 and 2. Both of them are unrated. A little box set. I believe, if I ain't mistaken, this would have came out at Walmart. I think that's where I originally bought mine long time ago when it first came out. If I'm not mistaken. Best Buy might have had it, but I believe that was Walmart. But, there again, long time ago, and now is way, time in between, I wound up selling it at some point. because don't really know why. But anyway, so this is a great set to have. And if you don't have it, if you're trying to find it, yeah, good luck with it now, because you can look on eBay and find it, but you know, how much are you want to pay for it? That's the question. Some of them on there, you know, you can see them on there for like 25. Some people are trying to sell it for like 50 and 60. I'd say the sweet spot for this is probably 25 to maybe 35. If you can find it cheaper, that's great. I wish I could have, but I mean, the biggest thing is really trying to find it where the box is still in really good condition, because with it just it's really flimsy. You know, if you take the movies, if I can slide these movies out real quick, I mean, as you can see, like it's really squishy. So trying to find it with the box in really good condition. I've seen a few of them on there where it's just beat all to hell, and I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I want it to look nice. But I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe I paid like either 25 or 30 for mine, um, which is really great. So, you know, now I've got these. I just need to get part 2 from Arrow, but I'm trying to find a cheap box set for that one, even though the movie's not that great. But yeah. So anyway, that's the Hills Have Eyes Unrated Collection. Good luck with that if you're trying to find it. And then last up for my eBay pickups is the Death Walks Twice box set. I was able to score this pretty, you know, at a pretty good price. I think 40. So, you know, because this is already long out of print. I think they only made like 3,000 of them, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, 3,000 of them. Now these 2 movies are in the new Blue Gialli box set that comes out, the Essentials box set. But there again, I could have easily gotten that one and had these movies in it. But why do that when you can have the original and it looks way better? Plus, it has the book with it as well. So, but yeah, these movies aren't too bad. You know what I'm saying? I used to have this a long time ago, along with the killer set that I showed in my last video. I'm just trying to recoup, guys, some of the stuff that I had from previous years, because, you know, we go through some things, people. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Some people buy stuff, some people sell stuff. Sometimes you do both. So, I mean, you know, that's how a collector is. You know, sometimes you don't never hold on to everything forever, and then you wind up selling it, and then you're like, damn, why'd I do that? Now I got to go back and rebuy it, and then I got to go back and try to find at least a good copy like I had. You know, so this is really nice. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with this one. So anyway, the Death Walks Twice collection. You do get Death Walks at Midnight and Death Walks on High Hills. So both of those aren't too bad. I've seen both of them. Don't really remember neither one of them, so I'll have to rewatch them, and then I'll get back with you on that, if I remember. All right, so last stuff here, guys. Let me just scoot it over so I can grab it. But, you know, Severn being Severn, because this is a Severn package, and I do love Severn. So what they do is, you know, 9 times out of 10 when you order something, you know, they'll send you a little sticker. So I have that kind of looks purple on my phone, but it's actually blue. It's kind of dark blue. So I've already got this one. But yeah, I use these stickers on my. It don't really matter what I use them for, but anyway. So I mean, like my 3-ring binder that I keep all my movies up to date in, and my checklist, so to speak. You know, I have like tabs and all that stuff. So my stickers I'll always put in there. You know, either way, I might explain it to you, but yeah, I enjoy using the stickers. But yeah, I'm old school. I don't have like the collection apps, none of that shit. I'm old school. I use the 3-ring binders. I make my own tabs, my own subgenres, my own sub labels, boutique labels. I put all that on there, and I write everything down. I mark off what I have. Yeah, I'm anal about that. So anyway, it's what I do. I'm sure maybe some of you out there does the same thing. But anyway, so this is my Severn pickup stuff that I got from Severn a few weeks ago. I was able to finally get a copy of the of Baskin with the slipcover. This was the UK edition. I guess at some point they released this in the UK for whatever reason. It is region free, but I know Scream Factory put this out as well, but Scream Factories didn't come with a slipcover as this one does. So Severin has them beat on that. And this is like a Turkish movie, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty batshit crazy, to be honest. But it's really good. But yeah, so that's Baskin. And then one that I have not seen and don't know nothing about, but it was part of the bundle, is Drowning by Numbers, 4K. Something about some women trying to kill their husbands or something or another. I don't know if it's more of like a comedy. I don't know, but if you want to find out about it, just go to Severin's website, and there's they have the description of the movie. There's a trailer, you can watch it. This is like their website exclusive slipcover for it. So I don't want to try to pull it out because y'all know how Severin's sometimes is, where slipcovers are tight as shit on their movies until you take the plastic off. But then the last thing that I got, guys, was the Danza Macabre Volume 1 box set. It's this beautiful box set. Italian, 4 movies, Italian Gothic horror, uncut, uncensored, unsettling. I can't wait to get into these. So, obviously with it being a Volume 1, they are planning on doing more, which is awesome. We don't know when Volume 2 might come, whether that's later this year or, early next year maybe. Hopefully they'll do it later this year, not try to string it out, too far behind. But yeah, the box is awesome. If y'all collect these box sets, you know how they go. But you get here, I actually opened this one so that way I could show you. But you get the Monster of the Opera. And I'm sure probably later down the road, if this set, out, if it sells out and goes out of print, they might wind up releasing these individually, like they have been doing on some of them. But this one's black and white. Do love some black and white Italian horror. It's always great. You got that. And then you have the Seventh Grave. The cover art really sells it. It always looks really nice. Another black and white film. And if I'm not mistaken, I think, the worldwide Blu-ray premiere. So a few of these, I think this was like their first time being on Blu-ray or either US released or something. I was just kind of scanning over it when I seen it when I first got it. Next up, we have Scream of the Demon Lover. That sounds interesting. This one's in color. Was it 1970? Yeah, 1970. Yeah, the North American Blu-ray premiere. Scream of the Demon Lover. And last but not least, probably one of the better ones out of this set was Lady Frankenstein. That's just awesome. So, also in color. So you get 2 black and white movies and you get 2 colored movies. And that says the first official North American release, restored uncut from the negative. Yeah. So yeah. Evil never looked so sexy. Well, I hope so. But yeah, guys. So that's all I have. Nice little haul, as you can kind of see, overview here. All the stuff that I've gotten, that I've set down. Now, I do have a lot of figures that I've also picked up this month because I do collect, horror figures as well. But I'm going to do a separate video on that because I've still got a few more that's coming. And, y'all might not be interested in the figures. Maybe you don't collect figures. Maybe you just do movies. So I'm actually going to do a separate video for the figures so that way it'll attract the people who love figures and collects figures. But you're more than welcome, if you don't, even still, you're more than welcome to watch it, like and sub, or like and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm signing out. This is SPT Killerwood. I'll see y'all till the next time. Peace.